Thanks for joining us on KMA 960 Shenandoah for this sporting event brought to you by the KMA Sportscasters Club.
Thank you, Don, and welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, here to Lenox, where we are getting set for another softball season. And it begins with a state-rated battle, Class 1A number 15 rated Lenox, and number 5 in Class 3A Atlantic. A great pitching matchup ahead tonight with Olivia Engler of Atlantic taking on TJ Stokes from Lenox. Those two girls have been among the best pitchers in all of KMA land and across the state since they started pitching. And TJ, of course, TJ Stokes, this will be her 5th year in the circle for head coach Mandy Stokes, her mother, and Olivia Engler, her 3rd year of starting. She followed the fantastic Allie Anderson, excuse me. I don't know why I lost my thought on that one, but those they have had some great pitching there under Terry Huseman over the last 6-7 years or so, and they have continued to just churn them out. And they've got a deep and veteran-laden lineup as well to face off with Stokes. Meanwhile, Lenox, they do have some youth across their lineup. Outside of Stokes in the circle, they do have a few other seniors in it, but we'll have to rely on some 8th graders, a few freshmen as well. We'll tell you all about the lineups here in just a moment here on KMA 960 Shenandoah and live video streaming at KMAland.com. We're back in a bit.
Seeing is believing. That's what you'll hear from customers that choose Barrett Auto Center of Glenwood time and time again. Barrett customers come in for vehicles and service work, but they come back for conversation and honest advice. They want one of the largest pre-owned and fully serviced inventories in KMA land, and they return when they've gone elsewhere and it just isn't the same. See and believe for yourself how little differences add up to a better car buying experience. Come back to Barrett's and Barrett'sAutoCenter.com.
Welcome back on KMA 960 Shenandoah. Derek Martin here with you. Also live video streaming at KMAland.com. Our first live video stream, well, in season anyway. We've done a couple of all-star games where we had a live video stream. But this year, this summer, we have got some video streams on select games. We will have at least one at KMAland.com each day this week. And then next week, we've got Monday off due to Memorial Day. And we'll follow on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday with a video stream as well. Tonight it's Atlantic and Lenox, and we start with the Atlantic Trojans. A fantastically successful program over the last several years for Terry Huseman. I remember he took over a program and maybe won 2 or 3 games in one of his first years there, and since then they've been to the state tournament twice. He has been awesome in leading this program. Madison Bodis leads off in center field. Alyssa Derby behind the plate bats second. Olivia Engler in the circle is the number 3 hitter. Milena Woodward, designated player, bats 4th. Jada Jensen at third base bats 5th. Lauren Nicholas, the second baseman, bats 6th. Kennedy Gergen at first base bats 7th. Caroline Pellet at short, batting 8th. Abby Smith is in right field, batting 9th. And the flex player and left fielder is Madison Huddleston. And this is a group that goes senior, 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 junior, sophomore, senior, 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 sophomore, sophomore. They've lost very little from last year, a team that was upset in a regional final by the Creston Panthers. Let's go on to the Lenox side of things. I am a little bit rusty here. I'll tell you what I messed up in a little bit. Trevor Mater is all over me. Lenox will go with McKenna Hogan at first base, batting first. Kaylin Maines is the second baseman, batting second. TJ Stokes pitching is the number 3 hitter. Cadence Douglas in center field, the reigning high jump champion in Class 1A. She won the high jump on Friday. She will bat in the cleanup spot today. Sadie Cox behind the plate is the number 5 hitter. Zoe Reed at short, bats 6th. Brooklyn Eklund in left field, bats 7th. Dana Robinson in right field, batting 8th. And Emily Reed is the third baseman, batting 9th. It goes Hogan, Maine, Stokes, Douglas, Cox, Reed, Eklund, Robinson, Reed. That's senior, junior, senior, and then they get young, sophomore, 8th grade, junior, freshman, sophomore. So very different lineups as it pertains to experience. Now, Cassidy Nelson would be on this roster as a catcher. However, she is off to the military in June, so she didn't want to cheat the team. She knew she was going to have to leave and did not come out this year in her senior year. Atlantic and Lenox getting set. I do apologize. Terry Hinsman. I don't know why I was calling him Huseman. Now, Huseman's a pretty synonymous name with softball, but Terry Hinsman, the head coach for Atlantic, he's done such a terrific job that I got his name wrong. But he really has been fantastic during his time with the Trojans. Atlantic and Lenox, two teams rated in the first Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union state softball rankings, getting set to open the season here on KMA 960 Shenandoah.
Bedford Drug offers more than just your prescriptions. They are now providing immunizations, including flu, pneumonia, and shingles vaccinations. Plus, they offer prescription synchronization for your convenience. Stop in and visit with pharmacist Mike Schweitzer for more information. See their expanded gift selection, too. Convenience, competitive prices, and people willing to help. Just a few reasons that Bedford Drug is the pharmacy with more for you. Get professional and experienced advice on the spot. Bedford Drug on Main Street in Bedford.
For over 25 years, Chat Mobility has provided you the latest technology, competitive prices, and a nationwide high-speed network. Though important, we're a whole lot more. We serve your hometown communities, sponsor your local chambers and events. It's our goal to work hard while giving back to those who graciously support us. At Chat Mobility, our interests are much deeper than providing great service. We're just committed to serving you. To learn more, see us at chatmobility.com today.
Back on KMA 960 Shenandoah and live video streaming at KMAland.com. A shout out to Levi's son, who is running the video stream tonight. And that's kind of a subject, an area that he is looking to do for a very, very long time. And he's helping us out all summer long. We appreciate his work. We've got Turner Martin here sitting next to me as well. My son, he's going to be my spotter tonight. And you know what? We've also got Jim Doyle in the house. He's behind the plate for this state-rated battle, Atlantic and Lenox. I think we just kind of follow each other around. Wherever he goes, I'm going to go throughout the summer. And I'm sure it's going to be a busy one for him. There's a lot of other action going on tonight across KMA land, both in the softball and in the baseball realm. First, I'll tell you about the rest of our week broadcast-wise. Tomorrow, we've got two streams in terms of audio streams at KMAland.com. Stream 1, Ryan Matheny has Clarinda at Glenwood High School baseball. He'll try not to be biased tomorrow as his hometown Glenwood Rams are hosting Clarinda. It's a 7:30 start. On our KMA Extreme 2, Nottoway Valley softball is at Shenandoah. Trevor Mader has the play-by-play, and you can also check out the video stream at KMAland.com there. On Wednesday on KMA FM, Trevor's in Glenwood for Underwood Glenwood softball. That'll be fun. They'll also have a video stream of that at our website. AL Baseball is at St. Albert, KMA Extreme 1 on Wednesday night, 7:30 first pitch with Austin McNorton. And yesterday, the Iowa High School Baseball Coaches Association tabbed St. Albert as the #1 team in Class 1A to open up the year. In high school baseball action Thursday night, Clarinda's at Shenandoah on KMA 960, 7:30 first pitch with Trevor Mader. You can also check out the video stream at our website there. And then AHSTW at Trainer on Friday night on KMA Extreme 1, 7:30. Trevor's got the call, also a video stream at KMAland.com. So we've got a busy week. We're calling it the week-long opening week extravaganza on KMA and at KMAland.com with video streams. And as mentioned, a very, very busy slate tonight in softball across the area. There's only actually there's several conference matchups. In the Hawkeye 10 tonight, which pertains to Atlantic, Hawkeye 10 team, Harlan's at Kemper. In the WIC this evening, Underwood at IKM Manning, Audubon at AHSTW, Tri-Center at Loma, Missouri Valley at Riverside. In the Rolling Valley, Exira EHK is at Whiting, West Harrison at Boyer Valley, Coon Rapids Barrett at Arweva, and Camet at Woodbine. And in a non-conference play tonight, it's Clarinda at Bedford, Creston at Clark, Denison Schleswig hosts Westwood, Southwest Valley is at Stanton, Southeast Warren's at Pleasantville, Wayne is at Twin Cedars, Glidden Ralston is at Madrid, Sioux City East and Sioux City North are taking on Esterville, Lincoln Central. Spirit Lake is at Sergeant Bluff Luton, Melcher Dallas at ACGC, and Davis County is at Moulton Udell. Again, all of that in KMA Land softball tonight. In KMA Land baseball, it's a lot of the same. Harlan and Kemper in Carroll for a Hawkeye 10 conference opener. The WIC is the same. Underwood at IKM Manning, Audubon at AHSTW, Tri-Center at Loma, Missouri Valley at Riverside, and the Rolling Valley, same deal. And there is one result we can tell you about. Woodbine beat Cam 3-0. Cam, maybe one of the best pitching rotations in the area, maybe in the States, and Woodbine gets the victory. There's another Pryor, and it's Charlie Pryor, as he had an unbelievable performance tonight and a dominant performance against a very good Cam lineup. He had 18 strikeouts and a 3-hit shutout for Woodbine in a win over Cam. Holy cow, another prior. That's bad news for the rest of the RVC. Coon Rapids, Baird, Arweva, West Harrison, and Boyer Valley, Xira, EHK, and Whiting. Bluegrass Conference at Seymour at Twin Cedars, and then a lot of non-conference action. Clarinda at Bedford, Sydney at Red Oak, St. Albert at ACG, CLC at Sioux City North, Atlantic at Lenox behind me, Crescent at Indianola, Denison Schleswig at Spencer, Southwest Valley at Stanton, Sheridan at Southeast Ward, and Glidden Ralston's at West Central Valley. Also, Platte Valley baseball team in Missouri played a first-round state tournament game today in Class 1, and it was Pattonsburg getting an 11-2 victory over Platte Valley, so their season comes to a finish. All right, National Anthem coming up, and we're going to take a quick break here on KMA 960.
This is Kane with Gowing Plumbing. Gowing Plumbing is the name to remember for 24-hour service. That includes after hours and weekends, because that is when problems usually occur. We're located in Shenandoah, but we also serve the surrounding communities. That's the way it's been done for more than 70 years. And we work on boiler heat, so call fully licensed Gowing Plumbing any time of day or night. 246-1803 or after hours at 712-310-9248.
America is choosing to be a healthier nation. That's why so many people choose a Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned and offer a full range of vitamins, non-prescription medicines, cold remedies, and convenient items for you and your family. And when it comes time to have a prescription filled, you can always count on your Health Mart family pharmacy to do it right. Take your next prescription to Oakland Pharmacy in Oakland, a locally owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
HawkeyeFord.com. It's where you'll find a complete selection of pre-owned cars and trucks. It's also where you can estimate your trade-in value and receive a no-hassle quote. Since 1988, Hawkeye Ford has been offering a high level of customer service and a commitment to making the process of buying your vehicle an enjoyable one. They strive to deliver 100% satisfaction every time you visit their location on Highway 34 east of Red Oak or on their 24/7 location, HawkeyeFord.com.
All right, welcome back on KMA 960 Shenandoah, live video streaming at KMAland.com. Had the national anthem playing. I think it came up just a little bit short, and then the crowd and the players finished it out, sang out the rest of it as we get set for this battle between two state-rated foes. Class 1A, number 15, Lenox. Class 3A, number 5, Atlantic. And Atlantic, the visitor here today, will bat first. Madison Botus in center field. Alyssa Derby behind the plate. Olivia Engler, the pitcher, bats third. Melina Woodward, the designated player, batting fourth. Jada Jensen, the third baseman, bats fifth. Lauren Nicholas, that is, at second base, batting sixth. Kennedy Gergen over at first base, bats seventh. Caroline Pellet, shortstop, batting eighth. Abby Smith, the right fielder, bats ninth. And Madison Huddleston is the flex player. She's also the left fielder. And they will all hit against T.J. Stokes, one of the great pitchers in our area, in our state. She'll continue her career at the next level with Indian Hills. Last year, in 20 games, 11-9 record, 129 innings pitched, 188 strikeouts against just 22 walks, a 1.57 ERA, .98 WHIP. One thing to watch, 29 earned runs allowed last year, 61 total runs. So there were a number of unearned runs. It's a young lineup, a young group behind her still, and left to right, Emily Reed, Zoe Reed, Caitlin Maines, McKenna Hogan on that right side of the infield, a little more veteran-laden than the left side. Eklund, Douglas, Robinson left to right in the outfield, and eighth-grade catcher Jada Cox behind the plate. And up first is Madison Botus. We are underway, and it's a strike called by the legendary Jim Doyle. 0-1 on Madison Botus as our season is officially underway. She hits from the left side. She's a senior, and she takes strike two, and it's 0-2. Botus last year had 34 hits, actually led the team. This is a very good lineup that she led the team. 34 hits, 31 of them are singles. Here's the next pitch. She swings, ground ball up the middle, and into center field. Just past the glove of Maines at second base. We'll call that a hit, I think, in our scorebook. Maines had to travel a bit, and Botus is on. Now, we'll watch Madison Botus over at first base because she is a stolen base threat. Last year, she stole 6 times, 6 attempts. There's a strike taken by Alyssa Derby, powerful senior catcher, multi-year starter behind the plate, 26 hits last year, 5 doubles, a couple of homers, a triple. Here's the 0-1. Line drive up the middle, nearly caught Stokes in the shin. It gets into center field, and it's a base hit. Back-to-back hits for Atlantic, and first and second now for Olivia Engler, who will step to the plate. Last year as a junior, 32 hits, 8 of them doubles, a team high, and tied for a team high with 24 runs batted in. First pitch, swing and a miss. Nothing but strikes so far there. Stokes went with the rise ball, though it did rise out of the zone. Engler took a cut at it, tried to lift it up in the air and maybe out of here, but with the wind blowing in, it'd be difficult. Here's the 0-1. Fouled straight back, and it's 0-2. Olivia Engler, the opposing pitcher, would love to get herself a lead here. 73 degrees, wind blowing in here tonight, and it's probably going to get a little cooler here in Lenox. The 0-2. Change up, gets past Cox. It was a ball low, the first one out of the strike zone, or the first one that was a ball, and it will advance the runners up. Pass ball puts runners at second and third, and a good chance here for Engler. But Stokes, if she can take it herself, it'd be a big out here. 1-2 the count. Here's the wind and pitch, and it's a good save there by the shin guard of home plate umpire Jim Doyle. It got off the glove of Cox. Otherwise, it might have scored a run with Bodis over there at third base. She was looking to streak toward the plate. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Foul ball nearly hit Melina Woodward in the on-deck circle. She didn't flinch, though. Hard foul ball. She was well behind it, but good job of staying alive. Engler, it's got to be tough. Stokes has that Ephus-type changeup. She's got the rise ball. She's got terrific velocity as well. And trying to figure out what she's going to throw you is half the battle. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Just misses a little bit inside, and it's 3-2. Stokes versus Engler. That was billed as the big showdown coming in. Two of the best pitchers in all of the state. And here it is in the top of the first with Engler at the plate. Next pitch. Ooh, just a little bit high. Ball 4. And Engler walks down, and the bases are full of Atlantic Trojans. They will have a runner. Courtesy running for Engler is Ava Rush. So Rush courtesy runs here in the first inning. Sophomore. And it'll bring junior Melina Woodward to the plate. I mentioned Olivia Engler tied for the team lead last year in RBI with 24. Well, she tied with Melina Woodward. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-1 the count. Stokes has either been in the zone most of the time or elicited a swing from the Atlantic lineup most of the time. That walk to Engler in a great 7-pitch at bat. Notwithstanding the 0-1, off speed, stays a little high. 1-1. Not an easy one to lay off of, but when you're thinking fastball and you get the changeup, you're kind of just like, I'll just let this one go and hopefully it's a ball. It was 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Rise ball. That's 1-2. Jada Jensen awaits on deck for the Trojans. Trying to put up a crooked number here early. No score. Top of the first. Bases full. 1-2 the count. Stokes with a look into the dugout now at her arm. Now the pitch. Line drive, base hit, right field. It'll score at least one. They're waving Derby around. She will score. It's a 2-run single for Melina Woodward, who's off to the start that she both wants for her junior year and then picks up right where she left off from last year when she had the 24 RBI in 19 games. 2-0 Atlantic leads and still nobody out. Jada Jensen stepping in. Jensen last year as a freshman played 11 games, started 3, had 2 hits. Swinging in the air, short left field, and it's caught. Nicely caught by Brooklyn Eklund. The throw does come in and gets past the cutoff person, but Melina Woodward does not advance. Nice little scoop catch out there by Brooklyn Eklund. And there's one out. 2-0. Atlantic has scored 2. They still have runners at first and third. Lauren Nicholas stepping to the plate. Nicholas, another senior with 23 hits last season, 3 of them doubles, 2 triples, 16 runs batted in, and she was actually also tied for the team lead with Alyssa Derby with 13 walks. So she had a 507 on base percentage. She was one of 4 regulars on last year's team, 3 of them back, that had an OBP of at least 500. Nicholas, first pitch, swinging. It's a miss, and it's 0-1. Off goes Woodward to second base. So we'll call that a stolen base. Could call it a defensive indifference. There was no attempt to throw it down. 0-1 the count, second and third. And the pitch. Oh, beautiful off speed and a swing and a miss by Nicholas, and it's 0-2. Stokes continues to work ahead. 2-0, Trojans lead, 0-2 on Nicholas. The pitch from Stokes. Just misses a little bit low. 1-2. You know, it's not an easy job either here for Jada Cox, the 8th grade catcher. Cassidy Nelson would have been a senior catcher. There's the 1-2 pitch. Fouled straight back. 1-2. And this is an 8th grader that 5'10", 5'11" maybe. She's did not look like an 8th grader when I saw her warming TJ up before the game. 1-2 on Nicholas. Again, second and third for Atlantic. Pitch gets away from Cox, and here comes the runner, and she is going to be out at the plate. Ava Rush got a late start and hesitated, and then I was surprised that she decided to try it out because the jump was not good and Cox was all over it. And now there are 2 outs. 2-2 the count. Stokes trying to finish Nicholas here and stop the Atlantic rally at 2 runs. Swing and a miss, and that will do it. Stokes gets the strikeout. Atlantic, though, gets 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, 1 left on third base. After a half inning, 2-0 Atlantic leading Lenox.
Iowa Western Community College has important news for you. If you're a high school senior trying to figure out what your next step in life will be after high school, consider this. Students learning trade-specific skills will get you into the workplace quicker, making a good living and having a lot less college debt. Iowa Western offers 1 to 2-year programs in nursing, welding, industrial tech, and advanced manufacturing, plus many others. Great skills and great pay in less time. Talk to Iowa Western Community College in Clarinda and Shenandoah and start planning your future now.
Why choose Malvern Bank?
Because Malvern Bank is an education bank. Malvern Bank provides online informative resources and teaches folks like me financial literacy.
Malvern Bank takes the time to answer your money questions on the phone, in person, or online. As an education bank, we want our customers to be mindful about money.
To become a Malvern Bank customer, visit their website at malvern.bank and be sure to follow them on Facebook and Instagram.
Malvern Bank, we build community.
Member FDIC.
Welcome back on KMA 960 Shenandoah, live video streaming at KMAland.com. And it is a 2-0 lead for Atlantic. They got 3 hits, and really when you were looking at it there, second and third, 1 out. Atlantic maybe thought, hey, let's get 4 or 5 here, but TJ Stokes works out of it. They get a big out at the plate as well, and now Lenox will try their hand at Olivia Engler. Kenna Hogan will lead off at first base. Caitlin Maines at second, bats second. TJ Stokes, the pitcher, batting third. Cadence Douglas in center field, batting fourth. Sadie Cox behind the plate, bats fifth. Zoe Reed at short, batting sixth. Brooklyn Eklund in left field, bats seventh. Dana Robinson in right field, batting eighth. And Emily Reed, the third baseman, batting in the 9 spot. Again, here is McKenna Hogan to lead things off. Senior, fantastic, multi-sport standout, and she takes the ball from Engler, and it's 1-0. What a year for Olivia Engler last year. What a career, really, that she's put together. 14-2 record last year as a junior, 102 innings. The 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. Struck out 134 batters, just 28 walks, a 1.10 ERA, and opponents only hit 160 against her. Kenna Hogan, senior, that has seen plenty of good pitchers in her career. Here's the pitch, swinging and fouling it straight back, and it's 1-2. Last year, Hogan had 15 hits, 14 singles, a double, and a lot of sacrifices, 9 of them. Now she's leading off, probably going to be asked to do something a little bit different than she was last year. Here's the 1-2, in the air on the infield, back and making a catch in center field is Caroline Pellet, the shortstop, short center field, and there's one gone. Now Caitlin Maines scheduled to step in, the junior, at the right side of the infield in the first two spots in the order for Coach Stokes. McKenna Hogan, the first baseman, Caitlin Maines, the second baseman. First pitch from Engler to Maines is a strike. 0-1. Caitlin Maines had 14 hits, making 15 hits, just like Hogan last year. One double, 8 runs batted in. 0-1 pitch coming for for Olivia Engler to Caitlin Maines, and it's a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Olivia Engler will also continue her career at the next level and continue to pitch. Two really good pitchers here tonight. 0-2, swing and a miss. There's the first strikeout of the evening for Engler. And there are 2 gone with TJ Stokes coming to the plate. Engler's going to Iowa Central, so a couple of junior college girls here facing off, Engler and Stokes. First pitch to Stokes, it's a strike call, and it's 0-1. TJ last year had 31 hits, 6 doubles, a homer, drove in a team-high 14 runs, 484 batting average. The 0-1 is a little bit high. 1-1, 566 on base, 625 slugging. All of those categories I just spouted off, those are all team highs for Stokes. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Ground ball hit hard up the middle and into center field, past the backhanded glove of Lauren Nicholas, and a 2-out hit for TJ Stokes brings up the Class 1A state high jump champion, Cadence Douglas. What a moment that was Friday, watching Cadence. He's the first state champion of any kind for Lenox track and field since 1991, when Stacy Helm won the shot put. First pitch is low. It's 1-0. Cadence Douglas, the younger sister of Cameron Douglas, who graduated last year. Cadence had 13 hits last year, a double among those, 9 runs batted in. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Chopped at the plate and foul, and it's 1-1. 2-0 Atlantic leads. Bottom 1, 2 outs. Trojans got a big 2 RBI hit from Melina Woodward. First 4 batters of Atlantic's top half of the first reach base. Here's the 1-1. Ground ball up the middle. Pellet, the shortstop's got it. Throws to first in time to end the inning. A quick one there for Olivia Engler. No runs. There was 1 hit. There were no errors. 1 left on base. We played an inning, and it is Atlantic leading Lenox 2-0.
From large projects to daily tasks, we can help at Miller Building Supply in Shenandoah. This is Josh, and we pride ourselves on quality products, knowledge, and service. We're always available for advice on the projects that take years to design or the issues that need fixed in a hurry. And we offer free estimates on anything and everything you need to complete both. When you have a demand, we offer the supply. Miller Building Supply in Shenandoah.
Nutrien Ag Solutions is your leading agricultural retailer of crop inputs and expert solutions. And they're your choice in the region for top-of-the-line products and customer service. When nothing short of the best is your standard, talk with Nutrien Ag Solutions in Westboro, Missouri, Coyne, Percival, and Essex, Iowa for fall application and products. Nutrien Ag Solutions, growing your crops and your bottom line.
On to the second inning we go here. Lenox trailing Atlantic 2-0. The Trojans got 3 hits in the top of the first. The big one was Melina Woodward's 2 RBI single. And now they move to the bottom third of their order with Kennedy Gergen, Caroline Pellet, and Abby Smith. 7, 8, 9. But when you go 7, 8, 9 with 2 seniors and a sophomore, that's pretty good. As, again, we've mentioned multiple times, Coach Hinsman's team, they've got a lot of veterans. They're rated number 5 in the state for a reason. And all of that experience is one of those reasons. Kennedy Gergen last year had a really strong year at the plate. Again, only 19 games played. They were 17-2. She had 24 hits, 3 doubles, a triple, drove in 17 runs herself. Strong year for Gergen, who steps to the plate against TJ Stokes for the first time. 2-0 the score, top 2. Stokes' first pitch of the second is a little bit high, and it's 1-0. Now, I don't know what the story is for Atlantic, but I'm guessing it's similar. In talking with some Lenox coaches and folks, they've only had one practice with a full roster. As there's a ball a little bit high, a little bit outside, 2-0. You know, you love the multi-sportedness of athletes in Iowa that go straight from track or what have you in the spring. There's the pitch, and it's fouled back by Gergen right into softball immediately. And it's not any softball. Like when you talk about Lenox Atlantic, and you've got to ask, let's say, some of these girls that ran track for Atlantic, you're going to face TJ Stokes in the first game of the season. That's pretty difficult. Here's the 2-1. Strike call, and it's 2-2. And how about Cadence Douglas? You got to get over a bar all spring long. And now the first pitcher you see, it's going to be Olivia Engler. 2-2. Kennedy Gergen, Stokes. The pitch. It's a little bit low, a little bit inside, and it's 3-2. Good at bat here from Kennedy Gergen. Had a great junior season, as I detailed. Trying to get her senior year off to a fine start as well. The 3-2. Swing and a miss, and squeezed by Jada Cox narrowly. Strikeout number 2 for Stokes, and a second consecutive strikeout for Stokes. And it'll bring Caroline Pellet to the plate. Pellet will play softball the next level at Simpson. She had 23 hits last year, 2 doubles, a triple. Drove in 13 runs. First pitch swinging, fouling it back, 0-1. Pellet has been a multi-year starter for Atlantic as well, and when you can put her the bottom third of that order and then, try to get her on base, and Abby Smith and I will get some runners on base for the top of the order. It's just there's really no resting for Stokes or any pitcher that faces this Atlantic group this year. There's a strike. It's 0-2 to Caroline Pellet. Both of these teams will be back in action tomorrow night as well. Very, very busy schedule for both sides. Here's a ground ball, deep, short, backhanded. Not going to be a throw, though, by Zoe Reed. That was a pretty impressive sliding backhand, and it's a single with 1 out for Caroline Pellet on an 0-2 pitch. Now Abby Smith will step to the plate. Smith actually played quite a bit herself last year as a freshman, 14 starts, 17 total games. Looks like a lot of it was as a runner, though. She scored 11 times. She bunts over to third base. Emily Reed, bare hand. And she threw it way over the first baseman's head. All the way around to third base is Pellet as the throw comes in. And so Abby Smith, with a sacrifice and then the error on the throw, allows her to reach base. And now second and third, and Madison Bodas back to the top of the order here for Atlantic. Emily Reed, she barehanded it, so I don't know if it maybe slid down her hand a little bit as she went to throw it, but it was a very high throw and well over the head of McKenna Hogan over at first base. And so Bodas back to the plate. She also had a 2-strike hit. That's kind of been the story here. There's a strike on the outer edge for Atlantic. Bodas had a 2-strike hit. Woodward had a 2-strike, 2 RBI hit. Pellet 0-2 base knock as well. 0-1 here on Bodas. The pitch, bunted left side. Stokes is on it. She will fake the throw. No throw. Bodas was going to beat that out anyway. She just wanted to make sure the runner stayed at third, and she did. And now the bases are loaded, and Alyssa Derby will step to the plate. Derby didn't wait for 2 strikes. She just saw 1 strike on an 0-1 pitch then, and she singled right back up the box. And now she steps in with the bases loaded. She also came around to score, running for herself. Despite, many catchers, they have a courtesy runner. That was not the case with Derby. 0-1, still 1 out. Stokes got a strikeout to open the second inning. Since then, it's gone single, sacrifice, and error, and then another single. There's the pitch, and it gets past Cox and bounces right back to Cox. And then it was kicked by the umpire. the third base, or the runner at third, Caroline Pellet, she was going to come, and then she stopped, and then there was the kick that she probably would have scored if she had come right away. Ball was bouncing all over the place, though, and maybe a good decision. Don't want to run yourself into an out, as they did in the first. Here's a ground ball out at short. Reed is on it. She'll throw to first, and in time for the out. It does score a run. 6-3 on the putout. RBI for Derby. And it's now 3-0. It'll bring Olivia Engler to the plate with 2 outs. Everybody else moves up a base. Botus to second, Smith to third. First pitch to Engler. Inside, 1-0. Engler walked. She had a 7-pitch at bat, went to 3-2, fouled off a pitch, and then took the walk. Her spot, her courtesy runner, Ava Rush, was eventually out at the plate, which kind of stymied a big rally. Here's the 1-0, fouled it straight back, and it's 1-1. Again, as you would expect, Stokes has been right in or around the zone throughout the entire evening. 1-1 the count. Stokes against Engler. Here's the pitch. Liner foul down the right field line, and it's 1-2. Engler got a good barrel on that one, but was a little bit behind it, and it's sliced foul, well foul down that right field line. 1-2 the count. Runners at second and third. 2 outs here in the second. The pitch off speed, stays high, and it's 2-2. Wind has definitely been constant and consistent here since we arrived right around 6 o'clock. And it continues to blow in. Getting a little cooler, too. Here's the 2-2. Ball 3, high and outside, full count. Again, runners at second and third. Smith at third. Botus at second base. 2 outs, top 2. 1 run across in this inning. It's a 3-0 Atlantic lead. Here's the 3-2. Line drive up the middle, handled on 1 hop and thrown to first by Maines to end the inning in time. Job by Stokes and company to work out of more trouble there, but 1 run does come across, and it's on 2 hits. There was 1 error, 2 left on base. We've played an inning and a half. It's a 3-0 lead, Atlantic over Lenox.
Find your place at Northwest Missouri State University. From day one, experience a university like no other. In the classroom, you'll find career-ready academic programs and hands-on learning, not to mention championship sports teams and clubs. Find your passion and your people. Plus, textbooks and a fully loaded laptop are included in your tuition, with $19 million in scholarships and aid available. They also have a 97% placement rate. Visit nwmissouri.edu to apply today. Northwest Missouri State University, where Bearcats connect.
At PCSB, we believe in helping our customers and our community grow, and service is how we do it. This is about making banking better. We are here to serve. We have an innovative spirit and a heart for people that moves us to do what's right. Because at the end of the day, we know what matters most. Visit us online at wearepcsb.com. PCSB, we believe in you. Member FDIC.
3-0 the score as we go to the bottom of the second inning. Lenox will bat Sadie Cox, Zoe Reed, and Brooklyn Eklund. First pitch from Engler. Line drive center field. A base hit. Sadie Cox, welcome to high school softball. First pitch from Olivia Engler, one of the best pitchers in the state, and she takes it pretty much right around her shins and right back up the box. Impressive. Cox will run for herself as Zoe Reed, another 8th grader, steps to the plate. She squares the bunt and bunts it foul, straight back 0-1. That was an impressive swing there from Sadie Cox, and I just based on seeing 1 pitch and 1 hit, I'm going to say she might be in for a good year. Zoe Reed, shortstop and 8th grader. The pitch is high. Cox comes off of first base, has to slide back in on a snap throw by Derby. And she did slide in safely. It's now 1-1 the count. Cox got caught a little bit off first base on her secondary, and Derby not afraid to sling it down there. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And it's 1-2. Zoe Reed had an impressive sliding play. Just to get a stop, keep it from getting to the outfield there in the top half of the inning. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Impressive stuff there from Olivia Engler with her second strikeout. And there's one gone with runner still at first base, and left fielder Brooklyn Eklund stepping to the plate. I didn't have last year's statistics for the two 8th graders for obvious reasons, but Eklund, she played in all 20 games last year. Only got 5 at-bats, maybe a flex player last year. Started 20 games, takes the ball outside, 1-0. She's another veteran, but inserted into the lineup this year. 1-0 here on Brooklyn Eklund. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Engler. Right there for a strike. Snap throw from the knees by Derby, and back in safely and easily to Sadie Cox. Sometimes catchers, they have this maybe a little try to keep themselves interested. I know you're just catching the ball, throw it back to the pitcher. That's not always fun. To throw it around a little bit sometimes. Fake bunt, pull back, and take a strike by Eklund there, and it's 1-2. Right on the inner half. And Derby is definitely one of the more active catchers you're going to see among KMA Landers this year. It's going to be fun. We got cheated a little bit last year. We were happy that we got anything. Here's the 1-2 in the air and well foul down the left field side, and it's 1-2. Did it almost hit somebody? My spotter, Turner, says it almost hit. Did it bounce right in front of him? Or how'd it go? Oh, right in front of him. Good thing they were not a step ahead, I guess. 1-2 the count. The pitch to Brooklyn Eklund. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Olivia Engler. Back-to-back Ks and 3 total. And there's 2 gone. It'll bring Dana Robinson, a freshman, to the plate. Robinson did not play last year on the varsity. And so for the third batter in 4 in this inning, 3 of the last 4 batters, there were no experience at the varsity level. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-1. Lots of fantastic games going on around the area tonight. Harlan softball has scored 3 in the second on Kemper, and it's a 3-0 score there. It's a 3-0 score here as well in the bottom of the second. Runner at first and 2 outs. Here's the pitch. It's a little bit low. 1-1. I think what makes this Engler-Stokes matchup even more fun is that state tournament umpire Jim Doyle is behind the plate, and we're getting a great strike zone as well. Here's the pitch. Foul, and it's 1-2. Robinson gets a piece of it, fouls it straight back, and now Engler trying to finish the inning with her 3rd consecutive K. Sadie Cox took the first pitch of the inning off her shoe tips right up the middle for a line drive base hit. Here's the 1-2. Just misses inside. It's 2-2. Once again on KMA 960 Shenandoah tonight, streaming at KMAland.com. Video stream for the first time in season. Again, we've had some all-star events that we've streamed before, but we're joining the fray. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Yeah, swing and a miss. Got her swinging. She went, and that'll do it for the inning. No runs. There was 1 hit. No errors. 1 left on base. We played 2 innings now. Atlantic up 3-0.
Many businesses talk about service, but at Rogers Pharmacy, it's not just talk, setting them apart from the big box stores. They're a full-service pharmacy where you can not only fill prescriptions, but they also carry an impressive line of medical equipment to meet all of your needs. So whether you need oxygen, CPAP, BiPAP, lift chairs, or diabetic shoes, Rogers Pharmacy has them all. Let their family serve your family. The full-service, family-owned, independent Rogers Pharmacy, located in Tarkio, Mound City, Maryville, and St. Joe. Visit RogersRx.com.
When people ask me what my dad does, I still don't have exactly the right answer. This is Sadie, and my dad is Shane from Schaff Ag. I know he takes calls and texts early in the morning and late at night. I know he does research to find the best products at the best prices. And I know he says, I'll get that done for you. But I guess I'm still not sure what all is involved in every aspect of agronomy. But I know my dad does it all. Call Shane at Schaff Ag and see for yourself. 712-520-1333.
End of two, and on to the third we go. It is a 3-0 Atlantic lead. TJ Stokes versus Olivia Engler. Been fun to follow here in the early going. Atlantic, deeper lineup, more experienced lineup, and they've been able to garner 5 hits off of Stokes, but they've really, I would say, if you're Lenox, you're happy that, you're fortunate, I guess, not happy, but fortunate that only 3 runs have scored. Meanwhile, the Trojans probably thinking they should have a little bit more. They had their first 4 batters on in the first. They also had runners at second and third and only 1 out in the second. Actually, they had bases loaded, 1 out in the second, and then only got 1. Stokes has done a really good job. Had some pretty good defensive plays behind her. Not the error notwithstanding. There was a poor throw, but at this point, you gotta feel fortunate if you're Lenox. 3-0 the score. Woodward leads it off, and she takes a strike on the inner half. It's 0-1. Woodward, again, a 1-2 pitch back in the first inning. The biggest damage of this early going, a 2 RBI single to right field. The 0-1, swinging and fouling it down the left field line and over the third base dugout. It's 0-2. Again, I've seen very little of these 2 8th graders for Lenox. C.D. Cox and Zoe Reed. 0-2 pitch on the way. Off speed, ground ball, hit to third. Handled, scooped up nicely by Reed. Emily Reed, that is. The throw to first is in time. Nice play and a good pitch there. The changeup kind of bearing in on Woodward, who a last resort swing as it was going to be a strike, and jammed her down the line, and Emily Reed was all over it. But as I was saying, those 2 8th graders, Reed and Cox, very impressed with what I'm seeing from them. And well put together here for 8th graders. A looper on the infield, and it's handled by Caitlin Maines at second. And that'll be out number 2 off the bat of Jada Jensen. And now Lauren Nicholas to the plate. So 3 pitches, 2 outs, and now Nicholas, who is a strikeout victim, back in the first inning to end the first. One of 2 strikeouts for TJ Stokes steps in. It was a good battle, though, from Nicholas. First pitch, a little bit high, 1-0. Nicholas went to 2-2, fouled 1 off, and then Stokes got her swinging to end that frame. 1-0 the count on Nicholas. Here's the pitch. A little bit high, 2-0. Ryan Matheny and Trevor Mader all over the KMAland.com video stream tonight. Anybody else out there? Give us a little love, a little tweet or something. KMA Sports or D2 Mart, D2MART. There's a strike, and it's 2-1. And I guess Gentry Sheffield just complaining about our scoreboard. We don't have outs on the scoreboard, I guess. Maybe Mr. Matheny will get that added by tomorrow. 3-1 as there's a ball low. Man, we can just never please Trevor's fiance, Gentry. I know Trevor has a hard time as well. 3-1 the count with 2 outs. Top of the third. See if Stokes can come back here on Nicholas. Here's the pitch. It's a little bit high. Here's a ball. Ball 4. 2 walks for Stokes. I don't know why I said it with that inflection, but the second walk there from Stokes, but a 2-out walk. And let's see if Atlanta can get something going with Kennedy Gergen, also a strikeout victim. She led off the second inning. Stokes' second strikeout victim. And there's a strike call, and it's 0-1. Nicholas over at first base. Again, I'm sure veteran experience when it comes to stealing bases, but 5 out of 5 last year. It's not a big stolen base team, the Trojans, as there's the ball inside 1-1. They like to bash it around. Their leading stolen base gal last year was Derby, 11 out of 12. But they were really, really efficient at it, 58 out of 63. 1-1 pitch, chopped out in front of the plate. Stokes hops on it, flips to first in time to end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, one left on base. So the first clean inning there with no runs across for Atlantic. And from Stokes, we go to the bottom of the third. It is a 3-0 lead for Atlantic over Lenox.
OSI is considered a premier global food provider by many of the world's leading brands. OSI delivers leading-edge food solutions for product development as well as processing, and much of it is done from their Oakland, Iowa plant. Being a leader in the industry allows OSI Oakland to give back to the communities by sponsoring area high school events, offering special programs for veterans, and other community outreach programs. To learn more, visit osigroup.com and search for the Oakland, Iowa location.
Hi, it's Alexis with Sugar Makery. At Sugar Makery, we're all about making life sweeter in our treats, in our gift arrangements, and of course in our customer service. We believe that life is made sweeter by giving back to the communities that give so much support to us, and that's why we're proud to be part of this programming. We hope you'll allow us to tempt your taste buds or help with your next customized gift arrangement very soon. Find us on Sharp Street in Glenwood and Conifer Lane in Council Bluffs and at sugarmakery.com.
3-0 the score. Bottom three we go. Olivia Engler facing 9-1-2 for Lenox. Emily Reed, sophomore, made a nice play in the top of the third. She leads off the bottom half and takes a swing and a miss. And 0-1 the count. Olivia, as is the case with her, and as was the case with Allie Anderson, who preceded her, both always in the strike zone. Not a lot of walks from these two girls. Here's the 0-1. And it's high, and it's 1-1. TJ Stokes also in that category. Not a lot of walks for her, although she has issued a couple here. 12 hits for Emily Reed as a freshman last year. 11 were singles. One was a double. She drove in 12. This is, I think, your typical 1-1 pitch. Popped up right in behind the plate, and it's scooped by Derby, who did a little pirouette to make that catch, and she has a little smile about it, and there's one out. I was going to say, Emily Reed, your typical second leadoff hitter. You know, sometimes you put a second leadoff at 9 so you can go get that girl on, get your leadoff on for the middle of your order. I know that Clarinda Junior A's 9U team also pulls that trick. Here's McKenna Hogan to the plate, back to the top of the order. She swings at the first pitch. It's popped up on the infield to Nicholas at second. She squeezes it, and there's 2 outs. So like TJ Stokes, Olivia Engler gets 2 quick outs here in the third on a total of 4 pitches. And now Caitlin Maines steps in. Maines was a strikeout victim on 3 pitches back in the first inning. You'd love to see if you could get her on and give TJ Stokes a chance with somebody on base here in the third. First pitch is right there, 0-1. Now, on the other end, if you're Atlantic, you're like, we don't want anybody on base when TJ Stokes steps to the plate. See who wins out. 0-1 the count on Maines. So she's seen 4 pitches and nothing but strikes in 2 plate appearances against Engler. Here's the 5th, and that's a ball out of the zone, 1-1. 3-0 the score, bottom 3. Atlantic on top of Lenox. 1-1 the count on Maines. The pitch from Engler, little low, 2-1. Again, Jensen, Pellet, Nicholas, Gergen left to right. On the infield, Huddleston, Bodis, Smith in the outfield. Derby behind the plate, Engler in the circle. Here's the 2-1 pitch on the way. That's ball 3, 3-1. And a look up and down my book tells me that's the first 3-ball count for Olivia Engler. And she's very rarely even gone to 2 balls. Actually, only once. Well, this is number 2, actually. This is the second time she's had 2 or more balls. Here's the 3-1. Swing and a miss, and it's 3-2. So payoff pitch coming for Engler, who has had only 2 base runners, and those were hits. No walks yet. Here's the full count pitch. Little looper right back to the mound and gloved by Engler to end the frame. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We played 3 onto the 4th. Atlantic's leading 3-0.
At the ARC Group, we take a disciplined approach to marketing. We understand that education and experience must be at the forefront of your decision-making process, and we also understand that all farms manage risk differently. This is Tim McGann with the ARC Group. I would like to meet with you, learn about your operation, understand your short and long-term goals, and then together we form a plan to maximize profitability on your farm. Call me at 712-370-3497 or visit us at agrisconsulting.net.
Sports teach our children important life lessons, like how to work together as a team and the importance of a great coach. TS Prosperity Group, a division of TS Bank, understands the importance of a successful team, especially when it comes to your finances. Let TS Prosperity Group be the coach of your financial team to help guide you to success with the goal of sleeping better, knowing your prosperity is protected for the next generation. Contact tsprosperitygroup.com to schedule your free 30-minute consultation today.
On to the fourth we go. It's a 3-0 lead for Atlantic. They got 2 in the first. They got 1 in the second. And it'll be 8-9-1. Caroline Pellet, Abby Smith, and Madison Botus. Botus 2 for 2. Well, actually, this is where the rally started in the second with Pellet a single, Smith a sacrifice and error, and then Botus with a bunt single. Eventually were able to get in 1 run on a ground out by Alyssa Derby. But Pellet will start it off. She worked it. There's a bunt right back to Stokes. Stokes, quick throw to first in time. Nicely squeezed over there by McKenna Hogan, and there's 1 out. She had to hurry because Caroline Pellet was working her way down that line pretty quickly. Good defensive play there by Stokes and by Hogan, and 1 pitch, 1 out. I was about to say Pellet got behind 0-2 before singling, and now Abby Smith steps in. She laid down a bunt. Emily Reed barehanded it. First pitch swing and out of play, and it's 0-1. I want to say it's the first foul ball. There's been plenty of them that has been able to get up and over that backstop, at least directly behind the plate. 0-1 the count. Stokes with a pitch. Chopper out to short. Zoe Reed bobbles, gets it back, throws a little high, and Abby Smith will reach base. So Zoe Reed actually handled that pretty well, at least in terms of off the bobble. Had time to get it over to first base, but it was just a little bit high. And so Smith reaches on the air, and now Madison Bodas steps to the plate. She's 2 for 2, had a single, and her first at bat on an 0-2 pitch. First pitch here, it gets past the catcher Cox, and it'll allow Smith to move up. And I believe it was the ball inside. 1-0 the count. Inside, maybe a little low as well. And now Atlantic might try to get their bunting game going here with Botus. She's got her index fingers in the air. A slap hitter. And she takes a strike. She wasn't bunting there. It's 1-1. I wouldn't bunt for a sacrifice, but Botus is such a good bunter that she could potentially, lay one down and get another hit as she did back in the second. Here's the 1-1. Liner gloved at third by Reed. Throw to second is late. Back in safely. Good job by Smith to get back. And Emily Reed, a heck of a play. That ball was hit really hard. And I don't know that Emily Reed knew that she caught the ball at for a bit. She just instinctually put her glove out there and then just kind of looked around and the last moment threw to second base. If she had done it right away, they probably would have got her out. Here's Alyssa Derby. Strike call, and it's 0-1. Big at bat here. Derby 1 out of 2. She singled and scored in the first. She drove in a run on a ground out in the second. And with 2 outs in the fourth, they'd love to keep it at 3 if you're Lenox. Swing and a miss. Nice rise ball there from Stokes. And it's 0-2. Heck of a play over there by Emily Reed. I hesitate to say and make big declarations in game 1 of the season. There's the 0-2 pitch coming. Off speed, popped up on the infield, and it's a catch for Zoe Reed. I guess I can finish that thought at a later time. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base. We go to the bottom of the 4th, still 3-0. Atlantic leading Lenox.
Seeing is believing. That's what you'll hear from customers that choose Barrett Auto Center of Glenwood time and time again. Barrett customers come in for vehicles and service work, but they come back for conversation and honest advice. They want one of the largest pre-owned and fully serviced inventories in KMA land, and they return when they've gone elsewhere and it just isn't the same. See and believe for yourself how little differences add up to a better car buying experience. Come back to Barrett's and Barrett'sAutoCenter.com. Bedford Drug offers more than just your prescriptions. They are now providing immunizations, including flu, pneumonia, and shingles vaccinations. Plus, they offer prescription synchronization for your convenience. Stop in and visit with pharmacist Mike Schweitzer for more information. See their expanded gift selection, too. Convenience, competitive prices, and people willing to help. Just a few reasons that Bedford Drug is the pharmacy with more for you. Get professional and experienced advice on the spot. Bedford Drug on Main Street in Bedford.
Welcome back on KMA 960 Shenandoah, live video stream at KMAland.com. Levi's son all over it. He added the outs. He made Gentry Sheffield very, very happy, and I'm sure some other viewers out there as well. But 3-0 the score. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. It is right in the dead middle of the order here for Lenox. TJ Stokes, Caden Douglas, Sadie Cox, and the two hits came from this part of the orders in this game against Engler. First pitch on the way from Engler is high, and it's 1-0. Stokes had a two-out single and was stranded back in the first. She will lead off here in the fourth. 1-0 the count. And Engler's pitch on the way is just a little bit low and inside maybe as well. 2-0. Well, I was saying this there right towards the end of the third inning, or the top of the fourth, I should say, that I hate to make loud declarations in watching just 3.5 innings of softballs. There's a strike and it's 2-1. But I do think this Lenox team, I mentioned before the game the number of unearned runs that were scored last year. They look like a stronger, and definitely a strong defensive team this year. It's a 2-1 swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. And TJ, I don't know, it's probably been a couple of years where she could say that, the defense was this strong, and they're relying on a pretty young left side, but the reads look pretty good over there. 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and Engler gets a strikeout of Stokes. It's her fifth strikeout, and there's one gone here in the bottom of the fourth. And it'll bring Cadence Douglas to the plate. Cadence took a 1-1 pitch, bounced it out to short back in the first inning, and Caroline Pellet was game for it and ended the frame. Douglas stepping in with one out, nobody on base. Here's the pitch. Strike call, and it's 0-1. So this is actually 7 consecutive retired by Olivia Engler, the star Atlantic senior. 0-1 on Cadence Douglas. The pitch. Swing and a changeup and a foul tip right at the plate. 0-2. Engler with 5 strikeouts. She struck out the side in the second. She had 1 K in the first. She's got the strikeout here in the fourth inning as well. And way ahead of Cadence Douglas. The 0-2 pitch. So did she know? I don't know that she did go. They're gonna check down to first base, and it's says she did check her swing. 1-2. I was watching the hands, and I was thinking she was going to swing, but she did a good job of keeping those hands back, and it's 1-2. Engler trying to get her to chase something out of the zone that time. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. And another strikeout for Engler, who's now put down 8 consecutive and has 6 strikeouts. Now Sadie Cox steps in. Cox, the first varsity pitch that she ever saw. It came from Olivia Engler, and she singled right back up the middle. It was an impressive swing. First pitch on the way. Takes the ball high. It's 1-0. I was told, I said, this must be Jesse's daughter, right? And they said, no, it's no relation whatsoever. 1-0 the count. I don't know that Jesse could get a hit off of Olivia Angler the way Sadie did, so it must be no relation. 1-0. And the pitch from Angler. Swinging and fouling it at the plate. 1-1. That was a big hack. This year we're going to, for the third year, we're going to probably have your hashtag Who Homered list out there. I'm going to guess Sadie Cox gets on that list a few times. Just based on 2 swings that I've seen. 1-1 the count. The pitch. Swing and a miss. And Olivia Angler went a little bit dirty on that pitch. Spun it away from her. I mean, that's major respect for the 8th grader. 1-2 the count. Sadie Cox facing Olivia Angler. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and she strikes out the side. She strikes out the middle of the Lenox order. She's put down 9 straight. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. On to the 5th we go. We're moving right along. 3-0 Atlantic leading Lenox.
For over 25 years, Chat Mobility has provided you the latest technology, competitive prices, and a nationwide high-speed network. Though important, we're a whole lot more. We serve your hometown communities, sponsor your local chambers and events. It's our goal to work hard while giving back to those who graciously support us. At Chat Mobility, our interests are much deeper than providing great service. We're just committed to serving you. To learn more, see us at chatmobility.com today.
This is Kane with Gowing Plumbing. Gowing Plumbing is the name to remember for 24-hour service. That includes after hours and weekends, because that is when problems usually occur. We're located in Shenandoah, but we also serve the surrounding communities. That's the way it's been done for more than 70 years. And we work on boiler heat, so call fully licensed Gowing Plumbing any time of day or night. 246-1803 or after hours at 712-310-9248.
Welcome back on KMA 960 Shenandoah and live video streaming at KMAland.com. Derek Martin with you here tonight. Levi's son running the controls on our video stream, doing a great job over there, and he even added to the scoreboard after Gentry Sheffield made a demand. She's always demanding, but it's a 3-0 Atlantic advantage. They scored 2 in the first, another in the second, and since then TJ Stokes has only allowed 2 base runners. She will face the middle of the order for a 3rd time here in the 5th inning. If you watch softball at the state level, or when you just watch good lineups batting against good pitchers, it's all about timing. You might see him not do so well the first time through, but the second or third time through, maybe start to time it up a little bit. Although Atlantic was ready for TJ. He got first 4 girls on base. There's a swing and a miss by Woodward. It's 0-1. TJ, of course, is really, really good, and she seems to be getting stronger as she goes along. 0-1 the count on Engler. She walked in the first, grounded out in the second, and sends a foul ball out of play. 0-2 here in the 5th inning. When there's 2 spaces, meaning 2 innings between an at-bat, the pitcher's kind of been cruising along. TJ's retired 6 of the last 8, that she's actually make it 8 of the last 10. Here's the 0-2. Off-speed, ground ball out at second base. Handled and flipped over to first by Maines. And there's 1 out. So 9 out of the last 11 have now been retired by Stokes. And there's a 9 in a row by Olivia Angler on the other side. These 2 pitchers have definitely settled in. Now Woodward, steps to the plate. She had a 2 RBI hit with 2 strikes back in the first inning. Here's the pitch. Off speed, ground ball. Stokes bobbles, picks it up, flips to first in time. It was kind of an awkward hit because it looked, Woodward took a pretty big swing at it, but it was in on her hands, and TJ maybe got the glove down a little too quickly, went off the wrist, and then was able to field it and run it over to first. 2 outs and 2 quick outs and 3 pitches, make it 4 pitches. Now Jada Jensen 0 for 2, a fly out to left, a pop out to second. She takes the ball way high. 1-0 the count. Jensen, the number 5 hitter for the Trojans in this lineup that looks very, very familiar. from last year. Stokes has really, really settled in here over the last 3 frames. This one's out of play. Fouled out of play. Oh, I thought the young man back there was going to make a catch. It's a little short. 1-1 the count. One and one on Jada Jensen. And the pitch from Stokes. That's high. 2-1. I mentioned this a little earlier. Never did quite get around to telling you who. But both teams play tomorrow night. Lenox will be at Sydney as a 2-1 pitch on the way. And that's high. And it's 3-1. I lied to you. Atlantic doesn't play tomorrow night. But Lenox does. 3-1. Lenox actually has 8 games this week. They play 1 Monday through Friday, and then have a 3-game tournament in Red Oak on Saturday. 3-1 pitch. Just a little bit inside, maybe a little high, and ball 4. And a 2-out base runner here for Atlantic. 3rd walk for TJ. And Lauren Nicholas, who steps to the plate, was another one of those walks back in the 3rd. Nicholas also struck out in the 1st, so she's 0 for 1 with a walk, 2 outs. Jensen over at first. She's a speedy player, all-around good athlete. Here's the pitch, and it gets past Cox well above her glove, and it'll allow Jensen to move up to second on the wild pitch. And now suddenly Nicholas stands a good chance, if she can find some grass out there, of potentially adding to this 3-0 lead. 1-0 the count. And the pitch. Popped up out of play. 1-1. Atlantic with 3. Again, 2 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd. And since then, Stokes is really dialed in. She had the 2-out base runner in the 3rd, a 1-out base runner in the 4th, and the 2-out base runner here in the 5th. 1-1 pitch. Fouled straight back, and it's 1-2. And among those base runners, 0 hits. The last hit was by Madison Bodas on an infield bunt single in the 2nd inning. Olivia Angler's allowed just 2 hits. She's now retired 9 in a row on the other side. So Lenox hasn't been able to put a dent in this 3-run deficit. Here's a timeout for, I think, maybe a baseball. Yep. Foul ball from the baseball diamond. Came onto the field. Atlantic and Lenox playing baseball over there as well. 1-2. Here's the pitch. Off speed in the dirt. It rolls past Cox, and that'll allow Jensen to move up. Another wild pitch, and there's Jensen over at third base. So, danger time here. 2-2 the count. And the pitch to Nicholas. Oh, ball 3. Nearly a little high for Cox, who's, again, pretty tall behind the plate. An average, regular, shorter catcher might not have got that. Full count here on Nicholas. Big pitch on the way. Ball 4, again, high and out of the zone. Back-to-back walks. And now Kennedy Gergen will step in. Again, Stokes got 2 groundouts, and here comes Mandy Stokes, head coach Mandy Stokes, out of the dugout to talk with TJ, her daughter, and Jada Cox will join her out there. And 2 outs in the top of the 5th. Olivia Angler ground out to second. Melena Woodward ground out to the pitcher, to Stokes. That was on 4 pitches. And so there were 2 outs on 4 pitches, and then a 5-pitch walk to Jensen. A 6-pitch walk to Nicholas. Involved in that were a couple wild pitches, and that allowed Jensen to move around to third. And so runners are on the corners here for Kennedy Gergen with 2 outs. Gergen, a strikeout victim, back in the 2nd. She grounded out to the pitcher, Stokes, back in the 3rd. Now, if Lenox has any aims of, trying to come back, and it's going to be difficult against Olivia Engler regardless, just getting 3 runs off of her, managing, somehow to string a bunch of hits together against her. It's not going to be easy. But if they have any aims of that, it's probably got to stay right here at 3-0. Kennedy Gergen would love to add to this lead, though. Runners are at first and third. Stokes with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Ball 1, high and out of the zone, 1-0. Suddenly she's been a little inconsistent in finding that zone. She's gone with the rise ball that the Trojans are laying off of. 1-0, here's the pitch. Another one a little high, maybe even inside, 2-0. 2-0, runners at first and third, 2 outs. Trojans trying to add to a 3-0 lead. The pitch. Strike call. Squirts out of Cox's glove and moving up to second base, Lauren Nicholas. There was going to be no throw on that one anyway. It just squirted out of the plate. I think Nicholas was running regardless of if that stayed in the glove or not. 2-1 now on Gergen. Here's the pitch. That's high, ball 3. 3-1. Gergen, Goergen. This is the third consecutive batter that has taken the count to 3 balls. The last 2, Jensen and Nicholas, took walks. 3-1 pitch to Gergen. A little bit low, ball 4. And the bases are loaded on back-to-back-to-back walks. And now Caroline Pellet steps to the plate. Pellet singled and scored in the second. She grounded out back to Stokes in the 4th. So again, after 2 pitches on 4 outs to start this inning, I think I said that backwards. Here's the pitch. There's a strike, and it's 0-1. 4 pitches, 2 outs. I don't know if that's what I said or if I said the other way. Regardless, it was 2 quick outs. And then back-to-back-to-back walks. 0-1 here on Pellet. And the pitch. Just a little bit high. 1-1. You know, the riser is one that Jensen, Nicholas, Gergen, and now Pellet, they've been laying off of it as it rises a little bit out of the zone. 1-1. Swing and a miss. That time she couldn't lay off of it. 1-2. She wanted to, but she'd already gone about 3/4 of the way. And now Stokes is a big strike away from getting out of this unharmed. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a foul tip. And it's a strikeout for Stokes to end the frame. It's just her 3rd K. But again, she works out of trouble. No runs, no hits, no errors. 3 left on base. We played 4.5 innings, and Atlantic leads Lenox 3-0 here on KMA 960 Shenandoah.
Seeing is believing. That's what you'll hear from customers that choose Barrett Auto Center of Glenwood time and time again. Barrett customers come in for vehicles and service work, but they come back for conversation and honest advice. They want one of the largest pre-owned and fully serviced inventories in KMA land, and they return when they've gone elsewhere and it just isn't the same. See and believe for yourself how little differences add up to a better car buying experience. Come back to Barrett's and Barrett'sAutoCenter.com. Bedford Drug offers more than just your prescriptions. They are now providing immunizations, including flu, pneumonia, and shingles vaccinations. Plus, they offer prescription synchronization for your convenience. Stop in and visit with pharmacist Mike Schweitzer for more information. See their expanded gift selection, too. Convenience, competitive prices, and people willing to help. Just a few reasons that Bedford Drug is the pharmacy with more for you. Get professional and experienced advice on the spot. Bedford Drug on Main Street in Bedford.
Lenox coming to the plate here against Olivia Engler, bottom of the 5th. Zoe Reed, Brooklyn Eklund, and Dana Robinson. And Zoe takes the ball outside 1-0. Olivia Engler has put down 9 consecutive batters. Sadie Cox singled on the first pitch of the second. Since then, it's gone strikeout, 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 foul out, pop out, strikeout, strikeout, strikeout. 1-0 the count. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. Whereas Atlantic's lineup there, that last half inning, kind of showed that maybe they're picking up the rise ball a little bit better, laying off of it. Although they did get the big strikeout to end the frame on a couple of rise balls. Lenox has not been able to. Here's the 1-1. That's high and outside, and it's 2-1. Engler has just been right around the zone. 2-1. He's only gone to a 3-ball count once. Here's the 2-1. That's high. 3-1. There's a 3-ball count. Just the second 3-ball count of the game, and the 4th time she's even had 2 balls in a count. Here's a little life here for Lenox against Angler. The pitch on the way. Line drive, base hit, center field. What a swing by the 8th grader, Zoe Reed. So years from now, let's say 5 years from now, when Zoe Reed and Sadie Cox are wrapping up their terrific careers, little trivia question. Who did Cox and Reed get their first hit off of? It was Olivia Angler, one of the best pitchers we've seen in KMA land in a while. Brooklyn Eklund steps in. She struck out swinging back in the 2nd. Here's the pitch. Pulls back on a bunt and takes a ball. 1-0. Well, Lenox is trying to just get anything going. They're down by 3. Trying to get a lot of people moving around, and sometimes you just get it in play. Maybe Trojans will throw it around. Although they are a veteran team, it's still game number 1, and a lot of girls have been running track and doing other things. Here's the 1-0. The bunt is down the first base line. It is handled by the first baseman, Gergen, who throws to the covering Nicholas coming over from second base for out number 1. So a sacrifice, 3-4. And Zoe Reed moves up to second. Now Dana Robinson put it in the hands of the 8-hitter and the 9-hitter. Emily Reed, though, Reed, not your typical 9-hitter. But first it's Robinson, who was a strikeout victim. Back in the 2nd. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, 0-1. We're also going to be hearing the beautiful tones of Brian Bertini here a little bit later this week in some of the games that we are doing. I believe he'll be in Glenwood tomorrow and Wednesday in those games. 0-1. And the pitch, he's bunting. Robinson gets it down the third base side. Handled nicely and thrown to first by Jensen. Again, Nicholas covering. 5-4, so another sacrifice bunt moves the runner to third. And here's Emily Reed with a chance to get Lenox on the board. She fouled out to the catcher back in the 2nd. Oh and 1. Well, not 0-1. I don't know why I said that, but the scoreboard said it, and I don't know why I went along with it. Regardless, it's a ball outside, 1-0. Emily Reed trying to come through, runner at third base. Zoe Reed singled and moved around to third on a couple of sacrifice bunts. Here's the 1-0. Little looper off the glove at first. Nicholas picks it up and throws to the covering Gergen in time. So you call that a 3-4-3 for out number 3. A hard hit ball. Gergen had to go off her glove. Nicholas was there to make the play to end the inning. No runs. There was 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We played 3. It's 3-0 Atlantic on top of Lenox on KMA 960.
For over 25 years, Chat Mobility has provided you the latest technology, competitive prices, and a nationwide high-speed network. Though important, we're a whole lot more. We serve your hometown communities, sponsor your local chambers and events. It's our goal to work hard while giving back to those who graciously support us. At Chat Mobility, our interests are much deeper than providing great service. We're just committed to serving you. To learn more, see us at chatmobility.com today.
This is Kane with Gowing Plumbing. Gowing Plumbing is the name to remember for 24-hour service. That includes after hours and weekends, because that is when problems usually occur. We're located in Shenandoah, but we also serve the surrounding communities. That's the way it's been done for more than 70 years. And we work on boiler heat, so call fully licensed Gowing Plumbing any time of day or night, 246-1803, or after hours at 712-310-9248.
Welcome back on KMA 960 Shenandoah, live video stream at KMAland.com for the first time, but not the last time. We'll have 5 video streams this week. I believe a total of 6 or 7 broadcasts. I think it's 7. And now Atlantic stepping to the plate here in the 6th inning. 9-1-2. Abby Smith, Madison Botus, and Alyssa Derby against TJ Stokes. There's a strike, and it's 0-1. Well, Abby Smith has been on base twice. She bunted, sacrifice bunt attempt in the second, and reached on a throwing error. She also reached on an error back in the fourth. 0-1 pitch, ground ball at the plate. It's it off of her inside of her leg, and it's 0-2. Again, thanks to those for listening on the air or viewing at KMAland.com. We noticed many people enjoy video streams. There's the 0-2. Swing and a miss on a rise ball. And down goes Smith. Just the fourth K for Stokes. They've been putting it in play for the most part, but Stokes has had some strong defense behind her. You know, the couple of errors notwithstanding there didn't end up hurting them too badly. I guess one run did score, but I think it would have scored anyway. Botus to the plate, takes the ball, 1-0. We heard your cries for video streams, and we said if we're going to do it, we don't want to do it. We don't want to do it half apple. Let's say it that way. We want it to be a very good, strong video stream, and we believe we brought that. Here's the 1-0. It's outside 2-0. We've seen in some video streams that maybe weren't quite up to snuff. Anything that we do, we want to do it really well. 2-0 the count on Botus. Again, 2 for 3. Here's the 2-0. And ball low, 3-0. Botus singled on an 0-2 pitch in the first. She had a bunt single in the second. And then the liner to third baseman Emily Reed in the fourth was a huge play by Reed on a really hard-hit ball. 3-0 pitch is a strike on the outer half, and it's 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Atlantic up 3-0. It's a pitch. Ground ball, third base. Got to hurry. Emily Reed throws across. Safe at first base. And Madison Botus reaches with an infield hit. It's the first hit for Lenox since Madison Botus back in the 2nd inning. That's just the 6th hit of the game, and 5 of them came in the first 2 innings for Atlantic. And now Alyssa Derby to the plate. First pitch on the way. It's high and up, and it's 1-0. High and up, kind of the same word, but high and out of the zone, I should have said. A single for Derby back in the first. She came around to score. She had an RBI ground out in the second. She popped out to short in the fourth. The pitch. Tried to check her swing and did, and it's high and outside. It's 2-0. Well, TJ has been throwing quite a few pitches here of late. 2-0 the count. And the pitch. And that's inside. 3-0. This is the 5th batter in the last 7 that have worked the count to a 3-ball count. So 5 of the last 7 have seen 3 balls or more. And now a walk to Derby and a 4-pitch walk. And runners are at first and second for Olivia Engler, who would love nothing more than to add to her 3-0 lead. Engler is 0 for 2. She walked back in the first and grounded out twice to second base in the second and the 5th. She bats here in the 6th. Here's the pitch. Strike call. 0-1. Cox trying to snap throw over to Derby, who slides back in safely at first base. 0-1. Coach Hinsman is asking Derby if she wants a courtesy runner. She says no. No, I'm good. 0-1 the count. Stokes getting ahead now. Here's the pitch. It's high, and it's 2-0. Or 1-0. 1-1, I should say. 1-1. Well, it was right around this time where things started to go kind of off course a little bit. TJ had been dominating, since that 2nd inning, since the end of that 2nd inning. 1-1 pitch. Ground ball on the right side. It's handled at first base by Hogan. She runs to the base for the out, and 2 gone. Each runner moves up a bag. Botus to third, Derby to second. And now Melena Woodward steps to the plate. She is 1 for 3 at a big hit. A 2 RBI hit in the first. Has since grounded out a couple of times. First pitch to her. Strike call, and it's 0-1. TJ has had, she walked 1 in the first, walked 1 in the third, walked 3 in the fifth, and now 1 here in the 6th. So 6 walks, a little bit not what we're used to seeing from her, but there's a swing and a miss by Woodward. And now 0-2 the count. Oh and 2, 2 outs. 2 runners in scoring position here in the 6th. And the pitch rolls up there, and it's handled by Cox. Luckily, it kind of just took a little one-hopper that bounced right up to her. And now 1-2. Again, Botus over at third, singled. It was the first hit of the game off of Stokes since the second inning. Derby walked. Here's the pitch. Chopper out to short. Bobbled it short. The run will score. And it is 4-0. So in comes Madison Botus. Derby stayed put at second base, and it'll be first and second for Jada Jensen. I think they're gonna flip. Yep, they're gonna put Huddleston, Madison Huddleston, their left fielder, flex player. They're gonna have her run for Melina Woodward. And now Jada Jensen steps in, 0-2 with a walk. Her walk came in the 5th inning, and that's kind of, again, I did say went off the rails, but maybe just went a little off course for Stokes when she was kind of dominating, and Atlantic hadn't had a hit off of her in quite a while. And then she walked Jensen, Nicholas, and Gergen right in a row with 2 outs, and a swing for Jensen, going to send it into the crowd. Levi's son is like, stay away from the equipment over there. He knocked it away, and it's 0-1. It's exactly what you do, protect the equipment at all costs, right? Yeah. All right, 0-1 the count on Jensen. Here's the pitch in the air on the infield. Now into foul territory. The third baseman, Reed, makes the play to end the inning. Well, 1 run scores, and it happens on 1 hit. There was 1 error and 2 left on base. We played 5.5 innings. It's a 4-0 Atlantic lead over Lenox.
America is choosing to be a healthier nation. That's why so many people choose a Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned and offer a full range of vitamins, non-prescription medicines, cold remedies, and convenient items for you and your family. And when it comes time to have a prescription filled, you can always count on your Health Mart family pharmacy to do it right. Take your next prescription to Oakland Pharmacy in Oakland, a locally owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
HawkeyeFord.com. It's where you'll find a complete selection of pre-owned cars and trucks. It's also where you can estimate your trade-in value and receive a no-hassle quote. Since 1988, Hawkeye Ford has been offering a high level of customer service and a commitment to making the process of buying your vehicle an enjoyable one. They strive to deliver 100% satisfaction every time you visit their location on Highway 34 east of Red Oak or on their 24/7 location, HawkeyeFord.com.
4-0 the score as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Atlantic leading Lenox. Again, 2 runs in the first, 1 in the second. Now 1 just a moment ago in the 6th. And it's go time here for the Tigers as they've got the top of their order at the plate. McKenna Hogan, Caitlin Maines, and TJ Stokes. And they hope more against Olivia Engler, who has allowed just 3 hits. She's been her usual self in the zone. 7 strikeouts, has not walked a batter. And faces Hogan for the 3rd time. Hogan takes the ball high, 1-0. Hogan popped out to short. She popped out to second in the 1st and 3rd innings, respectively. Leads off the 6th. 1-0, Engler against Hogan for a 3rd time. And the pitch. Fouled straight back. Again, it doesn't always work this way, but, Engler, such a good pitcher and so dominant through 1 or 2 times in the order. Maybe Lenox can find a way to get her timed up and get some runs across, down 4-0. We definitely need to find a way to both score, cut into that lead. There's the 1-1, foul out of play, and rotate the lineup a little bit so they can get, maybe even a couple of looks for the top of their order. It's going to be difficult the way, of course, things have been going. Engler has retired 12 out of the last 13 she's faced. 1-2. Here's the pitch. High and outside, 2-2. And she has faced no more than 4 in any of the innings. 2-2 on McKenna Hogan. The pitch. In the air. Left field, moving in, and it's down in front of Madison Huddleston. And it's the 4th hit of the night for the Lenox Tigers. The one thing they haven't done, though, is have back-to-back batters get a hit. Closest thing they've had is when T.J. Stokes singled with 2 outs in the first, and then Sadie Cox led off the second with a hit. Caitlin Maines now 0 for 2, a strikeout and a pop-out, and she's bunting, and she bunts foul. I mean, trying to move the runners around. Lenox, but you're down to your final 6 outs here, and you're down by 4. Now, I wouldn't mind bunting for a hit, but she's showing early, and now she's pulling back, and she takes the ball high. 1-1. A big part of, rotating that lineup around is, not getting out. So if you're going to give one of your valuable 6 outs, remaining 6 outs up, it's down by 4. 1-1. And it's outside. Fake snap throw by Derby. 2-1. Tigers trying to find a way to get something going here. 2-1 the count. Engler against Maines. Shows bunt, pulls back, swings, loops to right. No, it's caught by Nicholas, who throws to first for the double play. Heck of a play by Lauren Nicholas, streaking into short right field, and she caught Hogan off first base. A huge play there for the Trojans. And now 2 outs and nobody on for T.J. Stokes. Stokes is 1 for 2, a single, a strikeout in those 2 trips. What a big play there for Atlantic. Wow, here's the pitch. Strike call, and it's 0-1. I thought that might have enough to get into right field, but Nicholas streaking over to her left, makes a nice play and flips it to first in time. The 0-1 to Stokes. Swing in the air, right center field, and it is caught right in front of the fence by Madison Bodas. On any other night, maybe that gets out of here. It was well hit, but Bodas comes and makes the play just in front of the fence. No runs, a hit, no errors, nobody left on base. It's a 4-0 score now as we go into the 7th. Trojans with the lead and coming to the plate.
Iowa Western Community College has important news for you. If you're a high school senior trying to figure out what your next step in life will be after high school, consider this. Students learning trade-specific skills will get you into the workplace quicker, making a good living and having a lot less college debt. Iowa Western offers 1 to 2 year programs in nursing, welding, industrial tech, and advanced manufacturing, plus many others. Great skills and great pay in less time. Talk to Iowa Western Community College in Clarinda and Shenandoah and start planning your future now.
Why choose Malvern Bank?
Because Malvern Bank is an education bank. Malvern Bank provides online informative resources and teaches folks like me financial literacy.
Malvern Bank takes the time to answer your money questions on the phone, in person, or online. As an education bank, we want our customers to be mindful about money.
To become a Malvern Bank customer, visit their website at malvern.bank and be sure to follow them on Facebook and Instagram.
Malvern Bank, we build community.
Member FDIC.
Welcome back on KMA 960 Shenandoah, live video stream at KMAland.com. And Atlantic with a couple of nice defensive plays, including a big double play to erase the leadoff hit. And they still lead it 4-0 here as we go to the 7th. It's 6-7-8 for the Trojans. And actually, among these hitters, these 6-7-8 hitters, there's been a total of 4 times on base between them here in this low-scoring game against T.J. Stokes. There's a strike to Nicholas. She struck out in the first. She walked in the third and in the fifth, and she was stranded each of those 2 times. There's the 0-1. Ground ball hit softly out at short. There's Zoe Reed with a throw across and safe. Pulled the leg. Foot came off the bag. Throw was a little bit up the line. And Nicholas is on for a 3rd time in 4 trips. And it'll bring Kennedy Gergen to the plate, who's 0 for 2, a strikeout, a ground out, and a walk in her 3 trips to the plate. So the leadoff hitter on for Atlantic, and that's something they hadn't done since the first. There's a bunt off the plate, and it's a foul ball, and it's 0-1. Oh and 1 the count. TJ with a pitch. Swing and fouled straight back. Nice cut by Gergen. That was straight heat from TJ. 0-2 the count. Nobody out. Runner over at first base. Again, Atlantic leading it 4-0 here in the top of the 7th inning. Stokes way ahead of Gergen. The pitch. It's high. There goes the runner. And Cox has a good throw, but it's a stolen base just a little bit late by the speedy Lauren Nicholas. And there she is at second base. Now with a 1-2 count on Gergen. Here's a 1-2 on the way. Fouled straight back. 1-2. One and 2, 4-0 the score. And Atlantic trying to add to it. They've got a runner at second. Nobody out here in the top half of the 7th inning. The pitch, off speed, ground ball hit over to first base. Stepping on it is Hogan. She'll throw to third, trying to get the lead runner. Nicholas is in safely. It was a little closer than I thought it was going to be, as she didn't slide and nearly maybe even ran off the bag a little bit, but was able to keep her foot on it. And now Caroline Pellet in a big spot for Atlantic to add to their lead. Pellet singled back in the second, came around to score. She also grounded out and struck out. Here's the pitch. She bunts. It's down the third base line, and TJ Stokes tried to snag it and tag at the same time. Could not get it done. A heck of a job by Nicholas to read the bunt, and it was a great bunt by Pellet as well, and it's now 5-0. So an RBI on a sacrifice bunt by Pellet. You almost want to give it a hit, but I think you got to go sack fielder's choice, reaching as she was trying to tag her. Now Abby Smith steps in. Smith swings and fouls it off the backstop. 0-1. Smith has reached on 2 errors. Well, actually, she reached on a sacrifice. I should say she didn't reach on a sacrifice. She had a sacrifice bunt, reached on an error in the second, reached on an error in the fourth, was stranded both times in scoring position, also struck out to lead off the 6th inning. 0-1, still a runner at first. Here's the pitch. Foul tipped, I think, into the mid, and it's 0-2. 0-2. Smith, the pitch, and going up and out of the zone and fouling it near the concession stand. That's a pretty good strike if you've ever been to Lenox. But protecting the plate was Smith, and she fouls it well foul. 0-2. Caroline Pellet was also trying to run on the play. Stokes again way ahead of the hitter here. 0-2 pitch. It's in the dirt, scooped by Cox, and she'll throw to first and late, and it's 1-2. 1-2 the count. Again, Smith He's been on base a couple different times, a couple different errors made by Lenox, which does have 4 errors now in this game. Stokes ready. Here's the 1-2 to Smith. Swing and foul tip. Again, or foul back at the plate, and it's still 1-2. Trojans again, they got their first 4 players on base and scored 2 runs out of the deal in the first. Added another in the second. Got another here in the 6th, and then got another here in the 7th. So 5-0 score now. And the 1-2 to Smith. Swing and a miss, and first base occupied, so she's out. But moving up to second base, Pellet was running on the play. And now 5 strikeouts for Stokes. But back to the top of the order, Madison Bodas. She has been a tough one to get out tonight. She's 3 for 4, and the one time she got out was a really hard hit ball, and Emily Reed made a really instinctual, strong play. All right, runner at second base is Pellet. Bodas trying to add to the 5-0 lead in the top of the 7th. Here's the pitch. It's high and outside, and it's 1-0. Which is kind of exactly where you want to pitch a slap hitter like Bodas, high and outside. You'd love to catch the corner as much as you can, too. Maybe get Bodas to chase it. Here's the 1-0. She sends this one foul down the left field line. Now 1-1. 1-0 the count. Madison Bodas, 5th time to the plate. And even up in the count, 1 apiece. The pitch, swing and a miss. And 1-2. Runner at second base, Caroline Pellet. She had the sacrifice safety squeeze RBI. That brought in the run here this inning. The pitch, little low. There she goes to third. The throw gets into left field. Pellet pops up, and she will score. And it's now 6-0. So a stolen base and another error allows the run to come in. And a 6-0 Atlantic lead, and they've only added to the hill that Lenox must try to climb in the bottom of the 7th inning. 2-2 on Bodas. And she will try to restart the rally now with 2 outs and nobody on. And the pitch. And she hits it. High. Wow, that was an interesting little swing there. It was a high changeup. She was on her way out of the box. And it was out of the zone, and she just kind of tapped the ball just in case it was going to go into the strike zone. And I don't even know. I think I'm going to have to give it an error on the throw, but she may have beat that out anyway. It's a 3rd error in the inning, swing and a miss as Alyssa Derby steps to the plate. You know, as a radio broadcaster, you got to anticipate things once in a while, and I anticipated she was not going to swing at that. I'd given up on the play. She did swing at it, just tapped it over there, and she's on base again. There's the ball low in the dirt and off and running. The moment she saw that was Bodas, who gets a stolen base. And now 1-1. And Derby with a chance to drive in another run. She's 1 out of 3. She singled and scored in the first. She had an RBI ground out in the second, popped out to short in the 4th, and walked and was stranded in the 6th. 1-1 pitch. A little high. 2-1. I think there's going to be a lot of positives that Lenox is going to take away from this game. This is a really good Atlantic team that's going to win a lot of games. They were 17-2 last year. Pretty much returned completely intact. 2-1 pitch on the way. There's a strike. And it's kind of unfortunate that maybe there's been a few things that you can point at here in the 6th and 7th innings. It's just been a little sloppier than the first 5 innings. 2-2 pitch. Liner and foul down the first base side, and we'll do it again. Derby nearly curved that one in down the first base side. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and runner at second base. Twos are absolutely wild here with Alyssa Derby at the plate. The 2-2 just misses inside, and it's 3-2. Three balls and 2 strikes on Derby. And Stokes with a full count pitch. Swinging in the air, center field on the move, and making the snag is Cadence Douglas. A nice play out there in center to end the inning. All right, there were 2 runs, and they do it on actually no hits. No hits. There were 3 errors and 1 left on base. A 6-0 score after 6.5. And Lenox, again, they've got a steep hill to climb against Olivia Engler. Stay tuned for the bottom of the 7th next.
From large projects to daily tasks, we can help at Miller Building Supply in Shenandoah. This is Josh, and we pride ourselves on quality products, knowledge, and service. We're always available for advice on the projects that take years to design or the issues that need fixed in a hurry. And we offer free estimates on anything and everything you need to complete both. When you have a demand, we offer the supply. Miller Building Supply in Shenandoah.
Nutrien Ag Solutions is your leading agricultural retailer of crop inputs and expert solutions. And they're your choice in the region for top-of-the-line products and customer service. When nothing short of the best is your standard, talk with Nutrien Ag Solutions in Westboro, Missouri, Coyne, Percival, and Essex, Iowa for fall application and products. Nutrien Ag Solutions, growing your crops and your bottom line.
4-5-6 here for the Lenox Tigers as they get set to face Olivia Engler here in the 7th inning. The Trojans, though, leading Lenox right now 6-0, and Douglas steps to the plate for the 3rd time. First pitch, it's high, it's outside, it's 1-0. Douglas grounded out to short and struck out in the 1st and 4th inning, respectively. That was in the midst of Engler's most dominant run there, that second time to the plate. There's the ball low, 2-0. She retired 9 consecutive batters when she went strikeout, 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 foul out, pop out, and then another 3 strikeouts in a row for that 9 consecutive retired. Here's the 2-0 pitch on the way. Right there for a strike, 2-1. You know, if you're Lenox, you need 6 runs. Generally, the rule of thumb is to take a strike, and that's maybe what Cadence Douglas did there. She now will be ready to hit 2-1 the count. And the pitch. Swing and a foul tip right into the mitt of Alyssa Derby, and it's 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Engler looking for her 8th strikeout. And the pitch popped up and out of play. And my son Turner is after it. I didn't know where he'd gone. I guess he's just chasing foul balls all over the place. It stays 2-2. Actually, when you look at what Lenox has done against Engler, they haven't struck out since the 4th. 2-2. Here's the pitch. Chopper out at second base. Nicholas handles, throws in time. They've been putting it in play, and Atlantic has a veteran defense, is what it comes down to. There was a couple of bunts that they handled. It was a really nice play that deflected off the glove of Gergen to Nicholas. Also had a double play. Nicholas made a nice play and then throwing it to Gergen for the 2. Nice running play in center as well by Bodis. Swing and a miss, Sadie Cox. Cox is 1 out of 2. She's singled back in the 2nd, led off the inning. Struck out swinging in the 4th. Batting here in the 7th against Engler for a 3rd time. It's the 0-1. Just a little bit up, but it's 1-1. 1-1 the count. One down in the bottom of the 7th, and Atlantic up 6-zip. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And it's now 1-2. Sadie Cox definitely, again, an 8th grader, just hasn't even gone one day in high school. She takes a big cut, doesn't get cheated. Here's the 1-2. Foul back out of play. And it stays 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Cox against Engler. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. And another strikeout. The 8th of the game for Engler. And it'll bring Zoe Reed to the plate. Reed, another 8th grader who has been impressive, playing short. Also had a hit off of Olivia back in the 5th inning. 1 for 2. She also struck out in the 2nd. First pitch on the way from Engler is a foul ball. Straight back, and it's 0-1. Again, Lenox will be back at it tomorrow night. That's Sydney. Maybe a little bit of a different look. I should say a bit of a different look. Very veteran crew for Atlantic, while Sydney is, they've got a number of girls returning. There's the 0-1. Line drive up the middle, base hit. Zoe Reed is on with a base hit for the 2nd time. And she keeps Lenox alive. I was going to say, Sydney, they've got a number of girls returning, but not nearly as experienced as what this Atlantic team brings back. Brooklyn Eklund stepping in. She's 0 for 1. Struck out in the 2nd, had a sac bunt back in the 5th inning. That was handled nicely by first baseman Kennedy Gergen. The pitch right there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Again, Zoe Reed, a 2-hit night against the terrific Olivia Engler. There's the 0-1 on the way. That's high. 1-1. When it comes down to it, Lenox is not going to see too many pitchers as good as Olivia Engler this year. And so this will bode well for him. Here's the 1-1. Having seen her, that one gets past Derby. I think it's the first ball that's been past her all night. It's a wild pitch, and it allows Zoe Reed to move up to 2nd. So 2-1 now on Eklund. And Lenox trying to scratch their first run off of Engler. The 2-1 pitch. A little bit inside, maybe a little low as well. 3-1. Lenox now with 5 hits off of Engler. Maybe 4. Here's the 3-1. In the air, right center field, on the move and making the play. Right fielder Abby Smith finishes the game and the win for Atlantic. No runs scored. There was 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. Atlantic gets the win. 6-0. We'll wrap things up next on KMA 960 Shenandoah.
Find your place at Northwest Missouri State University. From day one, experience a university like no other. In the classroom, you'll find career-ready academic programs and hands-on learning, not to mention championship sports teams and clubs. Find your passion and your people. Plus, textbooks and a fully loaded laptop are included in your tuition, with $19 million in scholarships and aid available. They also have a 97% placement rate. Visit nwmissouri.edu to apply today. Northwest Missouri State University, where Bearcats connect.
Well, Olivia Engler finishes it up. She goes all the way, of course. An 8 strikeout shutout. She only allows 5 total hits. Yeah, there were 5 total hits in that game. So scatters those 5 hits around and did not allow more than 1 hit in an inning. She was fantastic, as you might expect from their senior. The game started, Atlantic got the first 4 batters on base, 2 of them coming in to score, and a 2 RBI hit from Elena Woodward. It was 2-0 then after TJ Stokes worked out of the rest of the trouble, and into the second inning when Caroline Pellet got a 1-out single. got a sacrifice, moved around on a sacrifice. There was an infield single by Madison Bodas, floated the bases. Alyssa Derby then drove in a run on the ground, and it stayed 3-0 all the way into the 6th inning. Engler and Stokes were in command of the game, and then in the 6th, a little rally. Bodas singles again. Derby walks. There was a ground out by Engler, then an error scored the run, and then 2 more for Atlantic in the 7th. A leadoff error. Lauren Nicholas reaches. She steals second, moves around on a ground out, and then an RBI suicide safety squeeze bunt by Caroline Pellet, who reaches, steals second, steals third, comes in on another error, and then that was all they would need. More than they would need in a 6-0 victory. Stokes only struck out 5. She walked 6. Very patient Atlantic team. Experienced lineup that has seen a lot of different pitching and did a good job against TJ tonight. They did finish with 6 hits, 6 walks. That's 12 base runners. You'll take that anytime. And then plus the errors as well. There were a total of 6 errors. I guess that's 18 base runners and 6 runs. Maybe not as many runs as they would have liked, but anytime you get that many base runners on, you're generally going to feel pretty good about it. Again, Engler only gives up the 6 hits on the evening. McKenna Hogan had 1. TJ Stokes had 1. Sadie Cox had 1. And then Zoe Reed had 2. Well, watch Cox and Reed this year, the 5 and 6 hitters in this Lenox lineup. They're 8th graders, and going to be fun to watch them throughout the season. But it's a 6-0 win for the 3A number 5 Trojans. They beat the number 15 rated 1A team in Lenox. Lenox back in action tomorrow. They'll be taking on Sydney, and we'll keep you up to date on all the ongoings there throughout the rest of the season with Lenox. We'll certainly hope to have both them and Atlantic on the air and on our stream here very, very soon the rest of the year. Atlantic, by the way, going to be back in action not tomorrow, but Wednesday. They'll be at Missouri Valley. Heck, they don't have any I don't see any home games until June 3rd. They are on the road. They're going to be road warriors here, but for now they're 1-0. A 6-0 win over Lenox tonight. We appreciate you listening. We appreciate you watching. Again, lots more baseball and softball coming the rest of this week, including tomorrow on our KMA Extreme 1, audio only for Clarinda at Glenwood Baseball, our KMA Extreme 2, audio and video with Nottoway Valley at Shenandoah Softball. Once again, it's a 6-0 win for Atlantic, and we'll have a full rundown from this a little bit later, a little video reaction as well from Coach Hinsman and from Olivia Engler at KMAland.com. From Lenox and for KMA Sports, this is Derek Martin on KMA 960 Shenandoah saying so long.